welcome back. So today's video is going to be a one brand tutorial featuring CoverGirl cosmetics. I actually didn't own a whole lot of CoverGirl previously, so I've been like little by little picking up little tidbits from the brand over the last few months, just as I see things on sale. But I am recovering from the flu, so if I sound bad, that's why. It's actually Easter Sunday, and the baby's taking a nap, so she may end up waking up. I just put dry shampoo in my like 3-day dirty hair. And I'm hoping that it doesn't look so dirty in a minute once I get it all brushed in. But for CoverGirl, I didn't have a primer, so I am actually going to skip that step because this product, the CoverGirl Outlast All Day, I have it in the shade Creamy Natural, is the Outlast All Day Ultimate Finish Foundation Base. And I can't remember for sure, but I think it said on the packaging like this was like a primer, foundation, something, powder in one, or something, like a 3-in-1 product. So it just comes in a little clamshell, decent sized mirror, and then a sponge, and it's actually a cream in here. So you know what I am going to do though? I'm going to do a little bit of under eye correcting because I have had the flu, like I said. Where's my... This is the Bobbi Brown Intensive Skin Corrector. It's not fair to put CoverGirl to the test on something that I don't think even my best foundations could cover right now. I'm so dark under the eyes. My daughter's also sick. She got tested for the flu. Like, they swabbed her at urgent care and she didn't have the flu. They came back negative. So she just had an ear infection and a fever all week, and she may also be teething. So anyway, I'm just going to press this into place, and I'll zoom you in. As Coffee Break with Danny says, welcome to my face. So let's just see how it does. Like, I have a lot of discoloration over here. So let's just see. I'm just going to press it in. I've used this one other time, and what I would say about this, or maybe 2 other times, what I would say about it is definitely not full coverage. It is definitely not, like this says, Outlast All Day. Not long lasting, in my opinion. But as you can see, like even just right here where I haven't covered, it does okay. And this would be, for me, as weird as it sounds, this would be like my no makeup days, where I just carry this in my purse and I'm like, I decided at the last second, like, oh, I actually am going to go out today, and I am like already on the road, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to see people I know, now I better go and do my makeup or something. This is kind of the product that I would keep in my purse as like a, you know, I don't know how to explain it. Like an easy one step. I know it's not going to look as good as full foundation, but I'm okay with that product. So I'm just going to continue patting this on. It takes a while though. So I finished the foundation. All I did at the end was I took a kabuki brush, just with no product on it, and just kind of try to blend it in more. I'm not a big fan of the sponge applicator, but after I used the kabuki to make sure it was all blended, then I think it's okay. Now I'm using the CoverGirl Light. I don't even know what this is called. It's just their like almost like a lipstick tube concealer. So this is the shade Light. I think that foundation color match for me might be a little bit light, and so I don't think I'll be able to wear it during the summer, but maybe in the dead of winter. And also a little bit too cool toned. I am neutral in the winter with like a slight yellow undertone, but then in the summertime I get more tan and the yellow really comes out. But in the winter I tend to wear more neutral, light medium, light neutral, and then in the summer I'm like a light medium to medium yellow undertone. Alright, so this is just the Real Techniques pointed, I don't know what this is, pointed concealer brush, pointed foundation brush. Okay, so I find that this concealer creases big time on me. So don't love that. And I wasn't planning on bringing in a powder because this is supposed to be a powder, but we'll see, I may have to. Alright, So for cheeks, I'm going to use the CoverGirl bronzer in the shade Golden Tan. I'm not a fan of their packaging. I mean, I feel like it just looks so cheap. There are other brands that do cheap better, like a Milani product. This looks really fancy compared to this, like, you know, cheapy looking thing. Like Revlon, very affordable. Looks nicer than the CoverGirl, but maybe that's just a personal preference thing. I'm not even going to use this little brush thing. I'm going to use just an IT Cosmetics bronzer brush, or this is the Heavenly Luxe Radiance Wand. And I like this product. It is very warm, as you can see. I might have got a little too high on that, but it's very warm. So if you have warm undertones and you like a little bit of orange, you'll probably love this. If you have cool undertones, this might come off as like very orange on you. So just depends on personal preference. Like I like red bronzers, I like orange bronzers, I like cool tone bronzers, I like shimmery, I like matte. It just depends on my mood and what I'm wearing and what kind of look I'm going for. But I'm using this big brush on purpose because I feel like that foundation was a little bit too light and too cool, so adding a generous amount of this orangey bronzer might warm it up a little bit. Yeah, this under eye stuff is just not good. Not good at all. Alright, and then I took a note from Emily Noel 83. If you guys don't watch her, you totally should, on YouTube. And she recommended the CoverGirl Cheekers. This is their blush in Soft Sable. Apparently this is like her favorite CoverGirl product or something like that. This is just a Sigma large angled contour brush, just a blush brush, and it's clean. So that's why we're using this one today. I wanted a slightly smaller brush, given that the pans on these are very small. Okay, so we're just gonna do it. Sable. It's pretty. It's definitely got some shimmer to it. If you don't like shimmer, you may not like this. I was actually looking for a CoverGirl highlighter at the drugstore, and I didn't see one. And the one I did see was like a cream in a pot, and I think it was like, not me. I was like, so I didn't buy it. I think I might have overdone it, so let me get, this is just a clean powder brush. I'm just blending, making sure that I don't leave the house looking like a clown. Anyway, Daisy has had a fever, and so did I, but neither of us has in a couple days. She's been on the bubblegum flavored liquid antibiotics. I've had to sneak into her food, and I have been on Tamiflu and prednisone, so that has been fun. Whoa, okay. The product I'm using right now, which I regret already, this is a CoverGirl eyeshadow quad. It's called 715 Stunning Smokies, and it's one of these that says 1, 2, 3, 4 on it, and it has 4 different shadows. There's like a shimmery white, a shimmery tan, a gray, and a black. And then it comes with a little applicator. I am not going to prime my eyes today, but that's just because I don't have a CoverGirl primer. I have put the foundation and like a dot of the concealer on, so I'm hoping that's enough to kind of keep this in check. I'm going to use the bronzer as my transition shade, since this palette has only, I think, if I see this correctly, it only has one matte shade, and that's the dark gray. And I don't want dark gray on Easter as my eye look. So this is the bronzer going in as a transition shade. I think that's actually a really pretty warm transition shade. And I am purposely choosing a warm color because, like I said, all these shades in here are cool tone. And I think that just makes it more wearable. You know what? My lips look really bare. Let's go ahead and do those first before I do the eyes. This is the CoverGirl lipstick in the shade 420. I don't know what this is. I think it was something like mauve something. Maybe frosty mauve. It's like a slightly frosty rose shade. But I think it's pretty. I don't usually gravitate towards frost. Like at MAC, frost finish is like one of my least favorites. but I've been getting so far away from matte lips lately that frost seems more appealing than matte. You know? It's like, no. No, thank you. So that's the lip shade. Very frosty, but I don't mind it. And then I am going to set aside that brush I used for the transition shade. And it's just got that shade on it to blend with. Now I'm going to use a flat brush. What are my choices here? This is the e.l.f. blending brush. Does it bother you guys when I like go over here? Like I edit it out most of the time, but I don't know. Alright, so I'm using the shade called number 2. There's like 1 is the white shade and 4 is this black shade. Number 2 is the one I'm going to use on my lid. And these are glittery. They're not just like, oh, it's a little shimmer. Little shimmer never hurt anybody. No, it's glitter. So let me show you. So, the highlighter I used on my cheeks was shade number 1. And it had glitter in it. And that's why I was like, oh no. Okay, so it's pretty on the lid. Very pretty. And I don't mind it or anything. Like the only time I've worn it, I had fallout on my face. And so I can't say for sure that it was this because I only do it once. I usually try to run through like stuff before I film it once, and I got fallout. So the second time I'll be more careful, but I'm using that same brush and I'm going into shade number 1, the white, and I'm only using that like on the inner third, in the inner eye area. And it's very pretty and shimmery. It's just, you know, if that's what you're going for, it's gorgeous. And I think if I used like the Too Faced glitter glue, I might have been able to like get it to stick to my eyes a little better. I think I need to pull in a matte white because I'm not a fan of wearing glitter under my brow bone. In general, just not my thing. So this is the Wet n Wild Color Icon eyeshadow in Brulee. If you guys haven't picked this up, I think it's like $2 to $4 a single. This is probably hands down my most used drugstore eyeshadow product. This right here. I use this anytime a palette doesn't have a matte highlighter for my brow bone. This is the one I grabbed for it, and guys, it's perfect. And if you are super duper pale, this actually works really well to set your under eyes too. It really does. I need to clean up my brows, it looks like. But I'm going to put a little bit on the inner corner. So hopefully you can tell, like, this is a really pretty white. It's like not stark white, it's an off-white. That's why I love it, because it's not as shocking, you know, as like a white would be. So I'm taking, this is a double-ended brush. One side was a pencil, and the other side's a fluffy brush that's clean. So I'm just kind of cleaning up my under eyes a little bit. You know what? I'm actually going to use this powder under there because I'm finding that concealer creasing. See? Works. Even though it's so white, it does it. It's not like, it's pigmented enough, but it's not overly pigmented. Does that make sense? Okay, let me go ahead and do my brows because they're driving me crazy in the mirror. This is a product that I just bought, have not used it, and I am probably the most excited for this. It's the CoverGirl eyebrow ultra fine brow pencil in the shade soft brown. I would zoom you out so you could see me talking, but then I want to zoom you back in for the brows, so hopefully you don't mind. Has a spoolie on one side with a cap, and it's like a normal size spoolie, and then a fine tipped pencil on the other side. Soft brown. Let's check it out. My dog is barking, if you hear that. Daisy's grandma, my mom, is coming over, and she's dropping off an Easter basket for Daisy. That girl, she's not even 1 year old, and she got an Easter basket at our house, because of course the Easter bunny came here this morning. And then she got an Easter basket from my mom, who's dropping it off right now. That's why the dog is barking, I think. And then she's also getting an Easter basket when we go to my husband's parents' house this morning, or this afternoon. The Easter bunny, I guess, stopped off at their house to bring Daisy a present too. So, very thoughtful Easter bunny. Okay, so that's soft brown. It's a little bit dark to me for soft brown, but I can pull it off, I think. My hair is super dark. I might say go a shade lighter than you think you need in these pencils. So I'm going to finish the other side. I'll be right back. Daisy woke up from her nap. She's over here on the floor if you hear any funny noises. I just went ahead and did my eyeliner and mascara on one eye so that I could speed this up. For liner, I'm using the CoverGirl Perfect Blend in the shade Black Brown. It has the pencil liner that has to be sharpened on one end and a smudgy thing. I like this for this use, but my issue is that I don't think that smudger is clean enough, you know, to use again and again. I feel like I'd need like reusable, like clean, disposable smudgers. I'm doing like a pretty generous line up here. And then did like a tiny bit on the outer third of the lower lash line. And then I flip it around and use the smudger. I was gonna do more on the eyes. You know, like a gray, like the gray shadow in here, but honestly, I just already feel like it's, the glitter just made it a bit too much for Easter Sunday. So I have the gray and I just don't feel inspired by these colors today, so maybe I'll go ahead and use a little bit. So I'm going into the matte gray in here. I just want to see what it'll look like. I just put a little bit here in the outer corner. Didn't really do anything, honestly. I would say pass on the eyeshadows from CoverGirl based on just this one palette, but maybe they have some really good ones. If you know, comment down below. Let us know if they have any really good eyeshadows. Okay, now I'm just going to use the CoverGirl Supersizer Mascara in black. This is that turquoise one. I've heard really good things about Clump Crusher. I want to try that. I think that's just Emily Noel. She has another mascara that she uses on her lower lashes. Do you guys ever have like YouTube crushes? Like somebody you're just like obsessed with at the moment? I have been obsessed with Emily Noel for a long time, but like it's at a new level now. Like when she puts out a video, I'm like, I don't care what I'm doing. I will stop and watch it if I can, like if at all possible. Because I just, everything she talks about is like so genuine, and you know, she talks about her family and her husband and her kids and everything, but like she is a real person and she doesn't do sponsored videos. Like she's so legit that I know what she's saying isn't because she's trying to get free stuff or whatever. And she's got almost 1 million subscribers. So rare to find somebody of like a channel her size that's like still a real person. It's like they change, you know? Anyway, so this is my CoverGirl one brand tutorial. Standouts from the line, probably the cheek products are my favorite, and the lipstick. The lipstick is super creamy. I don't think it's traveling outside my lips. I think I just did like a lousy job applying it. But yeah, so far I like the blush a lot. It's super pigmented. I wish that the pans weren't this size because they're kind of inconvenient to use. I would much prefer like a round one like the Milani Baked blushes, but that's just personal preference, I guess. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know down below what other brands you want to see me do a one brand tutorial of. I've already done Revlon, Maybelline, e.l.f. I think I've done NYX maybe, Wet n Wild, and I have a bunch of high-end brands too. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Bye. Here's Daisy. Daisy, say bye. Bye-bye. Say bye. She's got her little Easter Bunny jammies on. Bye.